Hello folks, welcome to the Going Nowhere Fast channel. I'm Rick Sutliff and somewhere around me is Akela, and he's going to be knocking the tripod because I'm not paying attention to his ball. But we have a kind of a boring show today because we haven't been traveling anywhere. We've been pretty busy with the new pup, and we're gonna introduce you to him, and I hope you're not quite as disappointed as Akela was. So let's roll the intro and we'll be right back with today's video. Thanks. If you have these little rollers on your Aliner, Aliner now puts these on the new ones. This was a slim potato head idea. Before, they put these little strips of Teflon nylon on the aluminum, but it doesn't stick because the aluminum expands and contracts so much with the cold. So they were always falling out. So Slim drilled some holes and put these little rollers on here, and these are little aluminum rollers, and you buy them on Amazon for about $4, I think, for 10 of them. And then the way I do it, it's a 1/2 inch deep socket that goes right over them, and I just pound them in a little bit, just tap them in, and they go into the hole and stick there. And I check them every year to see if they've rubbed off, because they do rub off. These ones on this side look pretty good, except for this one looks like he's gonna last another week. I'm gonna put one in there. And I'm using the back end of the socket. Not the nut size, the back end, but so that's it's a quarter drive, and the ball just fits in there nice. It's really tough to do these videos while this idiot wants to play with this ball all the time. See him in his prance stance for playing of the ball. Now, when we first came out here, it was a beautiful day for doing a video, and then he comes out with this stupid ball, and the sun comes out, and now I got sun on the lens and shadows everywhere, and it's not as easy. He's got strange powers over things. But he does like to play with that ball. So, I want you to know that I am really no different from anybody else. I do all the research. I look at all the things. I make checklists. I look over what's on YouTube and Facebook and all those places and see what other people say about things. And I'm pretty knowledgeable to buy stuff, and one of the things I've been doing is I've been looking for one of these campers for 2 or 3 months, and I finally decided that based on the floor plans and the appliances and the room and the weight and everything that I wanted, the only appropriate possible model and maker is the Forest River Wolf Pup. And even that got really complicated because I determined that pre-17 didn't have some of the stuff I wanted, and post 2020, 21, they got rid of some appliances that I wanted, and they changed some stuff so it didn't fit my needs. So I was kind of set on a 2020 Wolf Pup camper, and I looked at a couple of them, and they all had water leaks or serious other problems that just wasn't going to fit my need and wasn't going to hit me up. But when I found this one, I talked to this girl on Facebook. It was on Facebook Marketplace, and she gave me all the right answers. And when I researched her a little bit, it seems like she sold a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. So I think she might have been like a dealer. Not an RV dealer, but a dealer of everything. So when I went and looked at this, she had all the discussions that just riled me up to want to buy this camper. So I bought this camper with without my brain working the way it should work when I looked at all the other campers. Although I'm not unhappy, because I still think this is a great camper. Let me show you the new Forest River Wolf Pup camper. And Akela is pretty upset that he thought he was going to get a pup, and it isn't the kind of pup he thought he was getting, because he really wants a new pup. So this is the Wolf Pup. It's a 16-foot bunkhouse floor plan. So they take the bathroom and they take the stupid sink out of the bathroom, and they put a set of bunks down that wall of the bathroom. And in my opinion, you've got a kitchen sink approximately 4 feet from the door to the bathroom. So why do you need a sink in the bathroom? If you want to wash your hands or brush your teeth, use the kitchen sink, just clean it out. I mean, it's a dirty sink to begin with. So the new Wolf Pups, they put this sink in the shower. It's like inside the shower. It's a sink in the shower. So I didn't really think that was very smart. It's just an extra piece of plastic to leak somewhere. But so it's got, one of the things that it has is way down here, this door is a back door that goes in under the bunkhouse, the bunks. There's 2 bunks, one on top of another, and they're about 30 inches wide, so they're decent for even an adult. But you can open this door and flip up one of the bunks, and you have this great big huge storage area that goes into the main camper. So that's one of the things I wanted. I looked at some other bunkhouse models, and they didn't have that flip up bunk or that back door, which was really nice. They had a window here. These windows above here say emergency exits, and they're big enough for a body to crawl out. This one's the same. It's you know, it's listed as an emergency exit. And when I bought this, the girl I bought it from thought these were like you're supposed to break them to get out of them. It's like, no, they open like a regular window, but they were sealed shut, and somebody had sealed them shut. She didn't know anything about that. So I really believe the people I bought this from, which are a couple of girls that are married, I think they've never used it. I think they bought it from this person that used it heavily with his kids, because there's a lot of evidence of kids inside the bunks, and I think he sold it to them for a cheap price because he got his money out of it, and they resold it at $15,000. So I think the new ones go for 23 to 26. So it's a discount off a new one. It is a 2020. They're still selling the 2022, so really it's only 2 years old. Excuse me while I kick the ball. As I'm looking at this at her house in the driveway, she's got it all plugged in, all filled up, all ready to be checked. Everything's running and going and everything. Very nice. She knew what I was looking for. And she told me that they had just bought new tires for it, and it was all, you know, in good shape. And I looked at the tires, and they did look pretty good. They didn't have any checking or rot or anything like that. But when I got it home, I noticed the tires on one side are different from the tires on the other side, which really explains a lot to why it behaved so poorly on the road coming up here. I was 2 hours away. I was in Columbia, South Carolina. I was in Columbia, South Carolina, and it bounced on the road as we're going along. And it could have been the weight and balance, but it's empty, so it should have a perfect weight and balance. So it's got only one tank, which they all have. I've got to change that to 2. The battery is absolutely dead, and she told me that, which I understand, and I'm going to get rid of it anyways. I'm going to go to lithium. The roof looks really good. So the roof looks good. The air conditioning works fine. The shower, let me show you the shower. I want one with an outside shower because you know, if I'm boondocking somewhere and I can get away with it, I'm going to shower outside. I'm not going to use the internal shower where it has potential to leak and get beyond the curtains and outside and brings a lot of humidity into the trailer. So I wanted an outside shower, and this wasn't on a lot of them. There's a tag on this that said it had been winterized, but I don't think it had been winterized because when you turn on the shower, you get water coming out all over the shower. Obviously, the shower head had frozen with water in it instead of antifreeze. So we were going to replace it anyways. If you've been on my website, you know there's a shower on there I really like, and we're going to replace that real fast. As I pointed out before, it only has one propane tank, and it has a manual tongue jack, which I might change that, I might not. It depends. We already bought a level for the tongue so we can tell whether it's level or not. And I think every good camper should have one of these. These are the best little levels. They cost a couple dollars, $2 or $3, and they tell you everything. As I said, the battery's dead. We'll change that over to lithium and put 2 of them in there, or we might put a 300 amp that'll probably just fit in there. So that may be a possibility. It's got the standard 6-gallon water heater tank, hot water tank, and it works. It's got a thing for electric, but I don't think it's got an electric element in it. So I don't think it's electric. I think some of these have electric and propane. I think this is just propane. And as I said, I'll show you this back door. This is pretty neat. So you can get in and out of the bunks this way, which isn't good if you have teenagers, I suppose, but this bunk folds up. Look at that. You've got this entire area. Like for a bicycle or something, would probably get in there. I gotta test that. It comes with these cheap, nasty mattresses, but I really was looking for that. I think that's a great thing. It's got a light on the outside, so if you're down here working on this door, you have a light, and there's a light inside you can reach that you can turn on from out here. I kind of like these steps because they're firm and solid. They're on the ground, and you're not moving the camper. You know, you're not jostling the whole camper as you get in and out like you do on an A-liner or some of the campers. You're not stressing the frame or anything. So it's pretty nice, and they just fold up like that, out of the way, and the door closes over them. And you got this handle that I don't use, but you can use it, you know, to go up and down the stairs, or you can use it to make sure the door doesn't open when you're going down the road, which is nice too. You got to buy those on a lot of campers. It's got a separate screen door, which is good screen, good door. One thing is you got to have the door all the way open. Another thing I noticed when I bought this camper is when it was level on the ground in my driveway, this is a level pad, the door would not close because it would hit the top of the stairs, because the stairs were up like this. And I had to put the tires on blocks to raise this side up. So the door would close. And I think that may be because the axle is bent, or the springs, it's got leaf springs underneath, are flat, and I may have to change those, which is no big deal. But come on in and I'll show you the inside. So the first thing is, of course, it's got this nice big modified queen. It's not a real queen. If you took this off, you could make it a full queen, but then the mattress would be pretty heavy. And this is the original mattress, and it's I don't think anybody ever uses the original mattress in a camper. The first thing they do is get a real mattress. And while this isn't bad, I would sleep on this if it wasn't destroyed, but obviously somebody had folded this over like this and put it in a closet, because the middle is destroyed. It's disintegrated away because it's been folded up like this somewhere. So I'm probably gonna have to put this out with the garbage, and I'll have to get a new mattress. And you know, mattresses can be a lot of money or very little money, so that's a big expense to get this thing on the road, because I don't want to sleep on the board, and I don't really want to sleep on this nasty old thing. The other really nice thing about this is that it does this. And I did this to my A-liner, and there's a lot of cargo space under there. Right now that's the weight distribution hitch that she gave me with it, which they cost a couple $100, so that's good money. And then I took down these two boards to show you the water pump and the hot water tank, and all the water is under there, and so it's easy to fix or check for leaks and things like that. And it's not really in a spot that's gonna freeze, so you don't have to winterize too much. And the water tank does have a bypass. You see that hose that goes between the top and the bottom? That white hose is the bypass, and you move those valves so it diverts the water from going into the tank, and you're bypassing your hot water system. So I think I've got it set for bypass right now, because I was running water through the system, sanitizing it. But that's nice. I mean, you know, and there's your water pump under there. And usually when you don't winterize, that little white thing at the bottom, that's a filter, that's usually what freezes. So that's in good shape. So a lot of things are in great shape for this thing. The bad part that they really don't think about on these campers is that they've got about 100 of these all over the camper. And they're a USB converter charger, and they use electricity all the time. That little green light stays on. They're converting 12 volts to 3.7 or 9 or whatever it is, and 3 amps or 5 amps, and they use up electricity, and I've got to figure out how to turn them all off so that I can not have them running my battery all the time. Although if I get 200 or 300 amps of lithium, they would probably last 2 months, but I still don't like them. It does have rooftop air conditioning. It has these silly little lights. You push a button in the middle and they come on. It's got a kitchen sink with a nice cover to it. And it's a deep kitchen sink. Some of the ones I looked at, the kitchen sink was only about 4 inches deep. It's like, jeepers. How do you keep the water in the sink? Got shades on all the windows. Some of them are just pull down. Like this one is just, you just yank it down, and then you just yank it back up. It's got all this cabinetry at the top. I don't know where I'm going to put all my stuff because I don't use that much. It's got a regular bathroom with a toilet and a shower. And the shower head is typical. I can fit in that no problem. It's got a bowed shower curtain, and it's got a vent with a fan. We're going to change that out to a fantastic fan, remote control. There's the bunk beds, and I might remove this one because I don't think I'll ever have 4 people in here at a time, and just make this a big open bunk that folds up. That's the bottom one with the door. And it's got a propane fridge, a Dinette. It's either 120 or propane. If you've ever run your fridge on 12 volts, it doesn't really do the job. But it's a nice big freezer. We're losing light here, so this is in a nice big fridge. And because it's not on, the lights don't work, but they even have lights inside, which is pretty cool. And of course, kind of a mini dinette that can turn into a bed, but it's a pretty short bed. And I think it's really a 2-person dinette, although I think you could fit 2 skinny people on one side, which is my son and his girlfriend. We'll see. But, oh, and the stove, 2-burner stove. It is a manual light. There is no lighting that I could find for it. Somebody said if you push down on these, they're supposed to light. But I don't think so. I think you just get more gas out. And a microwave. A really nice microwave. And for those people who want to destroy the woods, there's this really nice entertainment system. It's trying to link with my phone, but it goes Bluetooth. It has things for USB, and I have all my music on USB. I can plug it in, or you can hook it up to a TV, all sorts of good things. So that's kind of a cool thing. So that's the grand tour of the new Wolf Pup. 2020 16 BHS. And I've got a lot of work I want to do on it. I might have to change the springs, which is an easy 5 bolts and a couple of jacks. And that'll be easy. And I might want to change, I got to change the mattress and check out the roof and couple of other things. A lot of maintenance stuff. I want to get it done. I've cleaned out the black tank and the water tanks and sanitized all them. They've got chlorine sitting in them now. So it's the batteries and the mattress are going to be the first things that have to happen before I can take it anywhere. And then I don't know if I'll actually use it this year unless I use it in the fall. It does have the furnace, just like it's the same furnace that's in the Aliner, and it works great. I had that on while the air conditioning was running, and I think the air conditioning actually beat out the furnace. But I hope you enjoy this short little video introducing the new pup in the pack. We now have enough room for maybe even another pup, but I think that'll be years off because this won't be running this year. I'm going to the Aliner rally in June, as I've said before, and I'll be going up through Maine with the Aliner. So until I get back in September, this will be sitting here undercover. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great summer. I'll try to have more videos, but right now travel is under the weather for money and gas and everything else. So we're going to be sticking around and killing weeds. I have a couple $100 of fertilizer and weed killer that I bought last year that I think I'm just going to work on getting rid of. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.